Somewhere in a private client office in Maranello, a billionaire is being told no. Not because he can't afford the car, because affording it was never the hard part. Every year, a small number of the wealthiest car owners on Earth pay millions of dollars. Not for a Ferrari, a Bugatti, or a Rolls-Royce as you'd find one in a showroom, but for a car that will exist exactly once. Built for them, never repeated. And the strange part isn't the price. It's who's allowed to ask for one in the first place. This isn't about ordering options on a configurator. It's an entirely different economy, one where the currency isn't money, it's history. And by the end of this, you'll understand why some of the richest people alive have to prove themselves before a manufacturer will even discuss a price. Ferrari's version of this program is called Special Projects. It builds no more than 2 or 3 one-off cars a year, and there is no waiting list you can join. Ferrari's own commercial leadership has said the price for one starts north of 3 million euros, and that figure isn't the barrier. The real barrier is the garage you already own. To even be considered, Ferrari expects you to already own several of its GT and sports cars, and to be seen as someone who represents the brand well in public. In effect, the customer has to already be a walking advertisement before Ferrari will let them commission something unique. Rolls-Royce runs something similar through its Coachbuild division. Its most exclusive commissions, cars like the Sweptail, the Boat Tail, and the Droptail, aren't sold through dealerships at all. They move through something called the private office, which functions less like a sales team and more like a relationship manager for people the company already knows extremely well. One Coachbuild client reportedly paid more than $30 million for a single Droptail. Rolls-Royce has never confirmed an exact figure, but industry reporting consistently places its true one-off commissions in the 8-figure range, sometimes higher. But the price on the invoice isn't actually what makes these cars valuable. What makes them valuable is what happens after they're built, and almost none of them do what you'd expect. Calling these cars modified undersells what's actually happening. Ferrari's one-off program can take up to 2 years, because the customer effectively becomes the general manager of a small development project, sitting in on design reviews, choosing materials, and working directly with the same engineers who build the brand's road cars. Rolls-Royce's Coachbuild vehicles go further still. Under its newest Coachbuild collection, each car isn't a reworked version of an existing model. It's an entirely new body, developed from a blank sheet, that the company promises will never be built again in that form. Bugatti did something similar with its La Voiture Noire, a single, hand-built carbon fiber car that shared its engine with the roughly $3 million Chiron, but wore an entirely unique body, built as a tribute to a 1930s Bugatti that vanished during the Second World War and has never been found. Only one La Voiture Noire exists. Bugatti has been clear that it never will build another. So what does all of this actually cost? Bugatti's La Voiture Noire sold for roughly $19 million once taxes were included. Rolls-Royce's Boat Tail reportedly sold for around $28 million. Its Droptail commissions have been reported above $30 million for a single car. Even Rolls-Royce's newest, more accessible Coachbuild model, a limited series of 100 cars called the Nightingale, starts at roughly $9.5 million before a single personalization is added. Compare that to Ferrari's Special Projects cars, which typically start around $3 to $5 million. Genuinely the entry point of this world. And that gap matters, because it shows this isn't one market. It's a ladder. At the bottom, $3 million buys you a heavily reworked road car. At the top, $30 million buys you something closer to a rolling sculpture that happens to be street legal, and a formal promise, in writing, that no one else will ever own its twin. Which raises an uncomfortable question. If the car depreciates the moment it leaves the factory like every other car, why are manufacturers fighting to build these at a loss? Because the car was never really the product. It's the marketing budget. A single one-off, shown at events like Pebble Beach or the Concorso di Eleganza, generates more global press for a brand than an entire year of traditional advertising. And it does it while telling every wealthy owner watching that there's a tier above the tier they're already in. Ferrari's own commercial director has openly admitted the company turns away far more interested buyers than it accepts, on purpose, because scarcity is the entire point. If everyone with enough money could get one, it would stop being worth having. It also protects the brand from something more dangerous than losing money, being ordinary. A Ferrari or a Rolls-Royce you can simply pay for is, in the eyes of their most valuable customers, just a very good car. A car nobody else can ever own, at any price, is something else entirely. It's proof that you were chosen, not just charged. So the next time you see a headline about a billionaire spending $30 million on a car, remember what that number is actually paying for. It isn't the paint, the leather, or even the engineering. Most of that already existed on a car worth a fraction of the price. It's paying for the years-long relationship that came before it, the garage full of other cars that earned the invitation, and the guarantee that no one else, no matter how rich, will ever be allowed to buy the same thing. In this world, the price tag was never the point. The point was always the door it opened, and how few people ever get shown where it is. If you enjoy discovering the hidden side of luxury, subscribe to Luxariq.